post-commentary yet again. I really don't like doing post-commentary, but meh, what can you do with stuff like this and the perfectionism that is me? And by me I mean trying to make a file out of. I'm trying to get all the items up until the point of Hellfire Chasm, and most of these enemies are extremely rare item drops. This one I've tried doing many times. I've killed like 25 of these Dwarmechs. Even doing RNG manipulation, it just would not drop the Genji armor. But I actually managed to get this thing to drop the Genji armor, which is very helpful and very relieving, because this thing is in itself pretty much a boss with its nuke and basic attacks. Like, I still have to resort to using Heliga pretty much almost every turn, even with RNG manipulation. I tried stunning this thing, it just would not get stunned. So, that made RNG manipulation even worse. That'll get mentioned later. I'll mention why I'm doing insane RNG manipulation later. There's intelligent pluses. I could just buy them, but they're 2% chance from those common mind flares. Here's Assassin's Dagger from these Death Eyes, which is also a 2% chance, which isn't that bad, but meh. You can encounter these things over and over, and they're not obscenely rare, so whatever. I don't really have to do RNG manipulation, but I don't really want to overlevel, which tempts me to do RNG manipulation, so I did things where, like, if I got the item, good. If I didn't, I reload a proper save, instead, or save state before the fight. There we go, Assassin's Dagger. And, oh boy, here we go, the 4 Fiends. Where do I begin with this? As we know, Lich here has a 5% chance of dropping Koga's Blade, which, is okay. It's an okay percentage. Not the greatest out there, but Lich is easy enough. He's the easiest of the Fiends, as expected. Or pretty much not expected, but he seems to be the easiest here. He barely does any damage. I can use Priest Staff every turn, and he's never a threat whatsoever, even with his spells. Or Earthquakes. Earthquake is his most dangerous attack, but he barely uses it. Well, so is Comet, but I have so much HP that doesn't even matter. You'll see Loaded State 2 instead of Save State 2. I mentioned this earlier, but remember, if I just suddenly decide to do weird actions, I'm doing RNG manipulation. Here's Merilith. 4% chance of dropping the Circlet. I could get the Circlet from a random treasure chest in the Soul of Chaos dungeons. And, spoilers, I actually did. You're not seeing it, though. Yeah, I'm actually doing this post-commentary after I've done Lifespring Grotto. I've really didn't have the thought process to do this yet. But anyway, here we go. Merilith down, Circlet down. I should have not bothered with her, because she was actually a bitch for once. Still not threatening much, but eh. Oh boy, Kraken! 3% chance of dropping the Empion Rod, which casts Fyra when used, and was Umber's main weapon when I got it. Well, the Empion Rod improves his intelligence, which was extremely helpful. So Kraken can be stunned, and as you can see there, I wasn't paying attention, and he got the basic attack off and one-shotted Naito and Umber. Yeah, Kraken is really threatening if you don't stun him, because he actually one-shots any of your party members regardless of how much HP they have, unless you grind out their HP a bunch. There were so many attempts at Kraken, like you wouldn't believe. I got so sick that I actually sped up, which you might see, which you saw also there. Oh boy, Tiamat! I just cannot get enough of Tiamat. Luckily, I didn't have to fight her as much as Kraken, despite it being 2% chance of dropping the Dragon's Mail, but, Tiamat... has way too many group attacks that do way too much damage. Her basic attack almost one-shots any one of my party members. It certainly one-shots Umber if Umber isn't protected up first. And she has higher defenses and way too much HP, even when I buff everybody. And she is immune to everything, except, I think, Dia. But why would you use Dia at this point? Why would you? No matter how many times I fight Tiamat, she is always a 6-time threat to me. Even though she has lower intelligence, she is still a ferocious foe. Anyway, there's Tiamat down, there's Dragon's Mail, which is going to help Naito a whole bunch. Iron Golem, where do I begin with this one? This one was honestly worse than Warmech because every encounter on this floor was incredibly annoying with the wind elementals and vampires that you can barely run away from. I had to use heavy save state manipulation just to, first of all, encounter this thing. And this thing has 255 defenses, which means the only way to really do damage to it is to stun it first. And magic barely does anything to it, so I can barely set up its HP enough to where any one of my party members one-shot it. And just, yeah. There's Genji Helm, there's Ken Poggy, and here's Strength Plus from Twin Dragon. If you see me use ribbons for no reason, that is because I can actually waste turns to set up more RNG manipulation. I can prolong a fight as long as I want, just to get items I want. Hello everyone, this is Ultimate Number, and welcome back for more Final Fantasy. In the last part we did, what is it called? Earthgift Shrine?
Yeah.
And the last... I already said last part. This part, we're gonna do Hellfire Chasm, which is already much worse, because, you know, there's lava that hurts you even though you're not really in a dungeon. Yeah, I took 1 damage, whatever will I do? Reset? No. Anyway, probably should show you my equipment here. Did I give Naito the ribbon while it was in Earthgift Shrine? I don't remember, but anyway, he has the ribbon now. And also, look what I got! Dragon's Mail. You know where Dragon's Mail came from?
Oh boy.
It came from Tiamat. 2% chance. I hate Tiamat. Tiamat takes way too long to die, and she does way too much damage. Even with a regular attack. Umber has the Empyrean Rod?
Empyrean?
Empyrean Rod? That is from Kraken. 3% chance. Haikiri. I don't care how I pronounce her name. Rod of Faith. You all know that I got that from a unicorn. And look at that. Genji Helm and Genji Armor. Genji Armor came from Warmech, 1% chance, who also was a bitch. Like, that thing just would not drop this thing. I fought like 25 of those things. And yeah, Fury has the Masamune now. Anyway.
Is there a Genji glove in this game?
Genji what?
As a Genji glove in this game, and is it as obscene as in 6?
Yeah, there's Genji gloves. I got that as well from the Iron Golem, I believe. Iron Golem was by far the worst, even though it's a 3% chance. I actually did discover that you can manipulate RNG so much to the point to where you can just force them to drop it at any time. But it's so stupid. Might as well show the bestiary here, because, there's one enemy I haven't looked at, Hungry Ogre. Oh boy, that sure is some stats. It sure can drop a green apple, which, in the original, is supposed to be a silver apple. And there's also
a weird change.
There's also a red apple, which is supposed to be a gold apple. Unfortunately, there's no such thing as a notch apple. In case you don't know what a notch apple is, it's basically an improved version of a gold apple. Like, it's a thing in Minecraft where it's just called gold apple, but it's better than gold apple, so speedrunners just call it notch apple. Too bad that doesn't exist here. Oh boy, Cockatrice Claw. Yeah! Oh boy, this floor. So, this floor has a gimmick, other than it has, like, bats on crack. The gimmick here is that when you're not on stone pavement, you take heat stroke damage, which is rather interesting. Oh boy, Devil Hound. Oh boy, 4 damage. Tasty. You're gonna die in like 2 seconds.
At least the bats don't seem to be forced encounters in this one.
It is nice that touching an enemy doesn't... Get out of the way! Touching an enemy doesn't force an encounter. That's really... What is in my... Jeez. You should probably be casting spells, shouldn't you? And you should probably pre-step. Oh yeah, I probably should show the stats. Right quick. Oh yeah, I did encounter Hunlegs before in the desert area of the Cursed Gift Shrine. Oh, how about summer coming? Speaking of heat stroke, I gotta say, the first half of June wasn't hot for me at all. It was mainly just cloudy. Like, it really... Oh boy, Luck Plus. Use that right away. If I can find the damn thing. Give it to... Who has the lowest luck?
I would say give it to whoever inflicts the most hits.
Look at that, almost 100 strength already.
Jeez.
And you wanna know something funny?
Does
Boom.
the strength cap out at...
Boom, 106 intelligence.
Oh, Jesus.
He went from 80 to 106. Yeah, I farmed like 1,000,000 intelligent pluses. Yeah, give it to Umber. Actually, no, give it to Furia because she doesn't have the ribbon. I assume luck affects status elements anyway. Or maybe it's level, I don't know. Anyway, though the first half of June was hot, the second half will definitely be hot. Oh boy, Dark Elementals, I don't know what these guys are gonna be made of. So...
I see the first floor was not representative of the difficulty of enemies.
Pretty much. Anyway, in case you haven't seen it in the post-commentary, I haven't actually post-commentated the item farming yet, but in case you haven't seen it, look how much the priests have heat. Good. A Dark Elemental ran away. Dark Elemental ran away! I see the enemies are like no consequences whatsoever. Oh boy, Blaze Rune, I already have like 1,000,000 of those things. Anyway, where is the exit? No thank you. I mean, at least you do double-digit damage, but you're still not threatening. At least.
Be careful what you wish for.
I have no idea where to go in any of these floors. Like, I know where to go in some of the floors, but this one... I just... it's like everything... It's like... It's just Sunken Shrine, but lava. That's really it. And because it's Shrunken Shrine, I don't know where to go. Like that. I mean, I kinda know where to go. I know the general... Oh boy, spawning on lava, yeah! These floors I really don't know where to go to.
Yeah, force damage, yeah!
Cause, ooh, okay. What the hell? Why are we in the overworld? Why are we back in the overworld? Why can't I use...
dungeons are weird, man.
Why can't I use the ring? Oh, it's because we're in Hellfire Chasm, duh. So, unlike in the overworld, guess what you can do? You can dash! Why can't we do that in the overworld?
Because loyalty to the original game, I guess.
But...
Did you dash in towns and dungeons in the original, though?
No, you can't dash whatsoever. In Origins you can dash, but not in the overworld. The overworld's like the only place you can't dash. Elmgigas, why are you here? I mean, you're supposed to be here, because you showed up in the regular overworld for some reason. In case you don't know, Elmgigas, for some reason, even at just Mod of Balance, just shows up in the overworld next to Citadel of Trials. I don't know why they just felt the need to include him there. Is he really that pathetic? Gigas aren't really meant to be pathetic. No, I want your green apples. Don't run away. I want your food. I bet you anything I would have gotten a green apple if they didn't run away like that. Fine, I'll just run away too.
You would have gotten them from all three of them.
I mean, they are a 6% chance. I don't really care much. Yeah, there's boats here. There is a boat here. And an airship. Because, you know, this is the overworld, but my main complaint about this is, why can't I have a mini-map? I mean, it makes sense. You don't get the ring for this overworld. I mean, thank you for the main guiche. I already have a main guiche. So you gonna run away again? Yep, he ran away. Maybe that's why they fled. They meant to guard their treasure, but nope. They failed. You get the... Umber must get all the pluses. Also, is my voice cutting out?
Nope.
Good.
Not at all.
Why am I going into menu to cure? I have the Priest Staff. And even then, I don't really need to heal until I'm right at the boss. So, I have no idea where I'm going in these floors. By the way, the overworld floor, there's actually 3 possible overworlds, but you only visit one of them. So, even more randomness. There's a hole, that's your goal, but to reach it you need the airship. How do you get the airship? You need the ship. How do you get the ship? Well, we'll find it eventually. Every enemy that ran away must drop an item if they didn't.
Clearly. It's the only way to motivate you to kill things faster.
I don't know why I keep running away from specifically the Hunger Ogres. Maybe I don't. 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 Maybe I don't want their food.
I was gonna say, especially when they have the most useful drop here.
Maybe I should start caring more. But how can I when every enemy does, like, nothing, and I... Well, at least we have the canoe here. I mean, that's something, right? Let's see, where did I start it from?
You can...
Reflexes.
Take my...
I'm too used to pressing Eleanor whenever I see encounter it.
But you can...
Here's the boat.
Things are up.
So, as if encountering enemies on the overworld wasn't enough, you can also encounter enemies in the water.
That's...
And, guess what? There's unique enemies in the water, so we're gonna be staying here a while. Sahagan Queens, be careful, because these are one of those suddenly difficult enemies. Like, in Mata Balance specifically, if you're, like, lower than level 35, like, why would you be lower than level 35 then? These guys have an ability that are deadly to that level or lower, because that skill does, like, way too much damage, regardless of your equipment. Well, it's not Thundera. It's something worse. I wonder if they can even cast it on hard mode. Like, it's freaking hard mode. More like easy, but... Well, I mean, they did 80 damage to Umber. I mean, that's something. I should probably be healing.
Something. Not much, but something.
They have a lot of HP, though. More HP than they have any right to, considering for how weak they are. Also, why are they not weak to Thunder? Why the hell are they not weak to Thunder? They're a fish! Turns out they're weak to Fire.
A surprising number of RPGs do that.
How about Poison? Like, if you're not weak to Poison or Thunder, Poison's gonna be better anyway. There we go! They're weak to Poison.
Lording the ocean, yeah!
Like, I would not expect these things to be weak to Poison. Like, Poison really only works on humans. And there's, like, no human enemies.
I mean, logically it makes sense, polluting the ocean.
So you have Thunder and Thundera. Then why have Thunder? Why have it? Oh boy, Shock Coil.
NPCs are very concerned about MP conservation.
Also, how about this nothing but ocean? Okay, hold on, I gotta test. I gotta test something. Is that not the right button? How do you do it again?
B and select.
Oh, there.
No, that's just where the dungeon
That's the
is.
wrong overworld. Oh, B and select? No, that's the ring. I meant the puzzle.
Oh. I can look it up.
Like, I know you hold something and then spam another button a whole bunch of times. I'm trying all the combinations.
A and B together 22 times.
No, that's... Oh, you have to hold B and spam A, or hold A and spam B?
No, you press them together.
That's not...
The
Oh,
player must hold
here we
A
go.
and press B 22 times.
Never mind, I got it. It's hold A and spam B. But yeah, you can play 15 puzzles here too, apparently. I'm not here to do that. Because, actually, in this if I have not already said it, in this version specifically, the 15 puzzle is bullshit because you only get 30 seconds. Whereas in Origins, you get 2 minutes. Good luck.
I mean, in Origins you can farm Mega Elixirs off of it.
That's
The
true, but
God
only
of
if you break the
Souls.
record. So anyway, why the hell is there an NPC in the overworld, you may ask? Why are snakes running away even though they have no legs? Because, you know, Thul. Well, good luck finding one here, buddy. Well, talking to him seemingly does nothing, but believe me, you actually have to talk to him, supposedly so you know that the airship exists. I don't know if I encountered a blue troll before. I think they drop a unique item, I'm not sure. Actually, hold on, let me... Notepad, and then, yeah. So I can see the items. And these are not the items I want to see. Even though they totally should be. Yeah, all that for an antidote. All that building and excitement for an antidote. So, where was the desert? It was like in an intersect... No, it can't just be any desert. It has to be a desert specifically with a palm tree. Which is... I suppose it makes sense, but... Still, though, you're not going to find this thing just by walking around. You just have to hug the left wall and hope you find it.
Now, does this dungeon have fixed floors, or is it random like the other, like Earth Gift?
It's random every time. Every one of these Soul of Chaos dungeons is random every time. I think this is the desert. I just have to find out how to get to it. Let's just hug the wall as usual until we find a dock. Oh. Here's the infamous, you can't run away from a tornado unless it's with a snake, then it's okay. And these are two unique enemies. Poison Naga and Death Elemental. I assume Death Elemental cast Death. Actually, fuck it, let's just nuke them before they can do anything. I don't care, I have the MP for it. Of course it gets first turn. Also, how can a tornado stare at you? It's a tornado!
Have you ever heard of the Eye of the Storm?
The what?
Eye of the Storm?
Oh, Eye of the Storm. I suppose that makes sense.
It makes as much sense as anything else in this game.
I mean... You can also question how can an air elemental use the ability Cyclone, and the animation for Cyclone is that the eyes glow and then it summons a tornado. Surprised how every enemy is coded to know where the eyes are. Which is interesting. Like, this game, the way this game's coded with enemies, like, it actually tracks where the eyes are. Good, I can run away, because with a snake. If that snake wasn't there, who knows how I could have gotten away. Also, I remember how to solve this floor now. Like, with this specifically, you have to hug this wall. Like, I specifically remember you have to come from the left. That's all I remember. Can we not do this?
All I'm gonna say is it could be worse. It could be.
Oh, I can run away from the tornado.
Even without a snake.
Surprisingly. If I wasn't playing hard mode, I bet you anything you can't run away from that no matter what. There's the port. Now how do I get to it? Like that. Jeez, my memory of this floor is fuzzy. Also, Naito took way too much damage. Okay, this time kill the hungry ogres.
Murder them for their lunch.
And I got their lunch. Effectively an 18% chance, except that's not how math works. It's like 6% plus 6% again plus 6% again, but it's not really 18%. I could try to solve the map. It's like 94% and then... No, you'll do the math somehow. I'll leave it to you. And by you, I mean the viewers.
I mean, it's more like if you don't get it, since you can only get one item drop per battle, right?
Like, it's not 18%, it's like 15 to 16% effectively. Because it's like 6% of 100, and then 6% of 94, and then 6% of whatever that is. Or the remainder is. Here we go.
The moral of this story is we're thinking too much about this.
Yeah. I am somewhat of a math nerd, but it does take me time to think. I was once referred to as the human calculator when I was younger. I still do love math as of this day. So anyway, it's not enough that we have to find the airship, we also have to watch the cutscene for it. Speed it up. You've already seen it before.
It's not as impressive when you've seen like 18 airships.
Also, right here, can we look at the red mage's sprite? Like, someone convince me that that's not white. You get what I mean? Now that we have the airship, we can find the hole, which is right here. I hear barking.
Yeah, that's the neighbor. I have to have the window open or we get more carbon monoxide.
Finally, we're here at floor number 5. So, there's actually 2 bosses in this room, but this isn't the last floor of the dungeon. There's bosses mid-dungeon. So, here's what I'm gonna do to save time. I'm gonna do a save state here, so I can beat one boss, load the state, and then beat the other boss, so we at least know that I can beat the 2 bosses. I'll do the same when I get to floor 10, because that floor also has 2 bosses. It'll make things faster, given how long it took me to get to through the overworld section. Since I couldn't heal with the priest staff in the overworld, I should have, honestly. I honestly forgot I was at floor 4. There, now we're all healed up. And let's say we approach this flame. The last theme was Final Fantasy III. What could the theme of this one be? Ooh! What a treat! What a treat to be the one to send you to your graves, as if anyone wouldn't say that. Perish knowing that it was... Okay, here's my pronunciation. Scarmiglione. But what is it actually?
I think it's Scarmiglione, based on the 3D version. I can look it up.
I might. Anyway, here we are. I'll just say Scarmiglione, because I'm gonna spend 1 minute doing nothing, pronouncing it otherwise. So, he may not look like it, but he's a mage, and supposedly he's Earth Elemental, or he's the Earth Fiend of, Final Fantasy IV, I believe. Also, what am I doing?
He's greedy because he's both the Fiend of Earth and Poison.
Fiend and Poison, huh? I am forgetting what I'm doing. Stop doing what I don't want you to do. Everyone but Umber casts haste. Everyone else does enhancers on somebody.
So I can't hear the music. Is it the Fiend from 4?
No, it's actually the boss battle for Merilith and Tiamat.
That's kind of lame.
Just like how in Earthgift Shrine.
I guess I had to save the GBA sound font for 4 Advance.
Did you see that?
I actually... Did he miss?
No, he did 400 damage with just a regular-ass thunder attack, and I resist thunder. Like, regular-ass thunder. And I resist thunder.
What is the balance? When
Yeah,
are you meant to do this dungeon?
The deal with this guy is that he's supposed to have...
I believe in 4, he was intended to be the reminder that, hey, nudge nudge, undead are weak to cure spells now, instead of having their own dedicated damage spell. But not in this game. He's just meant to be an undead monstrosity. Which is weird because the other fiends in 4 are... Well, actually, 2 of them are humanoid, 2 of them are more animalistic like this. 4 is my favorite Final Fantasy. Wow. It's a 20% chance. Just, you could say... Yeah, I was gonna say... I would have guessed that dialogue. I would have guessed that dialogue would have been Barbaricia. Huh. They are the Fiends, but they are specifically Goldez's Fiends. I have a recommendation for the people who have played through 4. If you haven't, look up Hiadon's parody of the theme from 4. It's good and dumb. Oh. I would think... Yeah, I would think that that was a non-elemental spell. The weird thing is, there are no water spells in 4. I think it only shows up in, like, 8, 10, and maybe 13. I don't remember it being a thing in 7. I remember ice and water's type attacks counting as ice. Yeah. I only played it once, though, so... No wonder 4 White Mage is a... No wonder the 4 White Mage challenge is a thing.
Really high intelligence, even with his regular spells. That's his deal. But... this isn't the real deal. I don't want to waste too much MP here, because this guy isn't the real deal. As, like that.
He passed it.
I don't know why I tempered up everybody, and by everybody I mean Naito. Oh boy, 10 experience. Oh boy, 100 gil. Oh boy, clothe. You've given me a fine death.
Jeez.
Indeed, you have. And only in death can you know the true terror of Scarmiglione. In other words, you've killed me, and by killing me, you made me stronger. This is the real deal. He may not be a mage anymore, but now he's more focused on physical attacks. And his I've not actually played Final Fantasy 4 or 3 for that. I've played a little bit of 3, but I've never played 4. I've never touched 4. There's poison gas. Of course it does nothing compared to his regular-ass thunder attack. Like I said, he's more physical-oriented now, even though he can cast more spells than he could before. Which is friggin' weird. I don't know why they did it like that. I don't know what the hell this guy is supposed to be based off of. since he can't do jack shit to us, I don't need to temper up anybody else, I assume. I guess he's just gonna spam poison gas. Ooh, that time it did 200 damage to everybody. I guess he's just gonna spam poison gas, unless he can cast, like, Thunder Ja, even though that's not a spell in this game. Oh, there's his regular attack. I knew it. It did like 6 times more damage than poison gas.
Good,
to Haikiri specifically.
Good design. Half of that was actual stammering, half of that
there
was
we go. Now he's dead for real. I swear, if I get the item from him... And I did. What the hell? Ugh. Okay. Save state here and load the other state. No, I would rather not take lava damage.
Oh.
So, now that we know it's Final Fantasy IV, I wonder who this fiend could be, except that you really can't, even though... Because there's like 3 left.
And here I thought Metallic Dragon...
Jeez, I'm not used to this being so slow. Gearing. Who we got here? You're just in time, my little playmates. I get so lonely here. Would you keep me company? Turtle! Turtle! No, I'm not gonna sing the turtle song.
At least their int stats aren't that great, apparently.
You thinking this guy is swapped? Anyway,
Then again, I guess
in case he doesn't look like it enough, this is the Fiend of Water from Final Fantasy IV. Actually, are they called Fiends? What are they called? I've never played Final Fantasy IV.
Which begs the question, when are you intending
see.
to do these dungeons?
You know,
in
let's
this
be funny.
version of the game?
No, not the Fenrir. Let's be funny here. Because I found out that, actually, no, not even that. What do I... Stop menuing.
I mean, Blizzaga,
I want to
at least in the NES version, was a
meditate.
Like, the Blizzard spells were a level higher than
And you
the
reset.
Fire and Lightning spells. I think it was so that you would have the opportunity to have a level 1 support spell.
Uh-oh.
But the support spells in the NES version...
See, like I
didn't
said, they
work
know where the eyes
anyway,
are.
so-
Bye, Umber. Of course it does a fuck ton more damage than poison gas, why wouldn't it? Because you can't defend from water for some reason. Actually, I don't even know if water is actually an element in this game. I think it's actually classified
as far
as...
official releases go.
Actually, no, it just flat out isn't an element.
Jeez.
Even though Umber took like no damage and Haikiri took all the damage. Water element's freaking weird. I know it shows up in 7.
But at the same time, it's like 1 damage per step.
Water counting as ice. Wow. So anyway, now that...
safe, but it's slightly more convenient.
Regular protect, huh? Anyway, now that Haikiri has... Now that Haikiri has 3 meditates up... Meditate, by the way, is temper plus accuracy boost. In fact, it gives you even more strength, but it also gives you more accuracy. But watch how much damage Haikiri does. Boom. She is my strongest character. Haikiri is my strongest character. Like, I'm so happy
See, I'm
that
not
she
sure
is
if
indeed it.
the
Like, that's my running
Final
theme. I
Fantasy
always make
IV
sure the
Advanced
white mage is my
Dungeon
strongest.
is worse
Item?
or just equally...
No, I don't. Therefore, this save state is canon. I will get the item from him eventually. The item, by the way, is Glacial Rod, which...
That is a
Actually,
nice
what am I doing?
touch.
Like, I already have a Glacial Rod, so why even bother? If I can find it. Yeah, you even see me use it. Yeah, it's right here. It's not even that worth it. It casts regular ice. Oh my goodness, this floor. I hate this floor so much. Every single NPC says you're trespassing. And you can barely talk to them. And see those And see these sparkly warklies? They're forced encounters. Luckily you can run away. But jeez, this floor is annoying. This is the king of annoyance. What'd he say? Burninated. And these NPCs, they walk in such a way. They walk in like the most annoying patterns that you can just barely walk through them, and you'll often find yourself accidentally walking into a forced encounter who run away more than you do. And guess what? There's also items here as well, in case you want items. Which, by the way, the way items are generated in this dungeon... Ooh, power drink.
Maces are
the way
fun
items are
with
generated...
encounters, right?
It's that, like... Depending on when the floor appears, it spawns certain items. And there's certain items that spawn specifically on a certain numbered floor. And these items only spawn with specific types of floors. And given that these dungeons are random, have fun. And guess what? Some items are unique to this mechanic. I'm gonna have fun. Oftentimes you'll find yourself going through these dungeons dozens of times without ever coming across the item you want. And these items aren't even worth it either.
Oh, so it's
like maybe
like
one,
that room
maybe like one or
Mount
two
Gold.
is, but jeez. I think in the original version, the only way to get Genji armor is from this place. Genji frickin' armor.
I like calling it
No,
Mount Gold.
no, not the silver dragon, no. Actually, they're not the worst. It could be silver dragon. I mean, black dragon. Black dragons are the worst ones.
And it did flash.
They're strong physical-wise, but they like
Flash, man,
spam
this is stuff
Firaga,
you breathe.
Thundaga, Blizzaga, and Break. In addition to physical attacks. And they take too long to die. Many enemies here have the problem of they have too much HP and they really can't do much to you. They're still not dead.
Let's leave.
Given that these things can cast the Uga spells, I'm not sure.
I actually haven't played 10 yet. Like,
And for some reason, Blizzaga is stronger than Thundaga, which is stronger than Firaga. For some reason.
The opening left me so, like, lost and confused that I had no motivation to keep going.
I really don't get why they were like that.
I've heard that, and I do have the Steam version, and I intend to play through it at some point. Although, it shows that it's the early days of voice acting at points.
I suppose.
Stay away from the summoner!
I've seen that there's a ROM hack that basically fixes the bugs. All of them.
I mean, I'm
No.
the kind of person who actually
You
likes
take too long to die.
Shinji from Evangelion, so I think I wouldn't mind the supposed whininess of characters.
I really love Origins. Also, this isn't even the right way. Is this really not the right way? These floors are the floors I remember the least.
That sounds miserable.
Because they all look the same. This is, like, at least when you're walking on lava, you can't encounter anything, but you also take constant damage. Technically, running in lava is safer, if you can believe that, but in my case, it's not, because I can spam the priest staff. That is, if they...
Are you gonna listen to this, monkey? Oh, no, that could be construed as racist.
That is, if enemies don't run away from me.
Oh, there she is.
What floor is left? I know, but what type of floor haven't I
I can only
encountered
really
yet?
think of
Is it lava?
3 characters.
Is it
for
Cancer City?
Designs
I know it's
that
not
aren't
Cancer Castle.
portrayed well through sprites.
Oh boy. You'll know why I call those places Cancer Town or Cancer Castle eventually. Where do I go?
Yes, because I'm thinking Barbaricia, Tifa, Lulu, and supposedly Rose's actual design, which you only really can tell.
The only thing the hacker did to make these dungeons
Dissidia,
less annoying is the fact that you can run away from anything.
or the CG.
One good example is Bahamut's room, full of dragons, and he asks you to fight specific dragons. So it's like, if you don't find the right dragon, just run away. Especially considering that 2 dragons are extremely powerful. The black dragon and the holy
I'm trying
dragon.
to think of other examples.
Look at this, I'm enhancing two of my warriors, and these guys still take forever to die. I can't even stun these guys either, because they resist stun. I mean, I can, but it's like very low chances.
Barbaricia is because green is wind in RPGs.
We're still going.
Or green is wind or earth.
Like, just for reference, how much HP does these guys have? I think it's 9999. Yeah. And actually, let's take our time. Let's give ourselves a break. Let's see the
You
enemies.
didn't even have to jump on her.
Crystal Shield. I don't think I have that actually. Remedy. Phoenix Down. Blaze Rune. Blood Plus. Another Phoenix Down. Shock Oil.
No,
And we're done.
I'm not even sure if stone
I don't
is
think
a
there's any
status
unique
ailment.
enemies here. Other than the
Her
bosses
fight
themselves.
here
Where is the
is
fucking
not
exit?
representative at all of her mechanics in 4.
I already got this way.
Like, this is more Scarmillions.
I hate the Soul of Chaos dungeons. Here we go.
No, I'm saying that her moveset here is closer to his.
Well,
moveset.
you've seen that. The correct way has you walking like 300 steps through lava. Also BRB. Sorry about that. Some people just can't leave me alone, apparently, even though I clearly told them I'm recording.
No, that's a
Also, it's this room. This room has, like, basically no
Oh, it's-
lava, so you can't even prevent encounters, and this room... But to make up for this room kind of has a lot of treasure. But it's also a frickin' maze. No one likes mazes.
Could be Conte.
It's similar to the room in Grogu Volcano.
Also, look at that leg.
Minus the forced encounters. Now, it's either... What the hell was that?
I think it might just... Like, it's either a reference to an
I saw the
obscure
name
piece
for a
of
bit, it said
mythology, or
Flash.
just because,
Of course,
it's the
Flash is
fiend of
shitty.
Fire, Ruby.
Flash is shitty because it has 70 accuracy. It lowers accuracy, but it in itself has terrible accuracy. That is not the bathroom. Oh boy, I have to get to the maze in order to... That's not the right way. And of course, enemies that are not even threatening at all come to bother me. They threw themselves at me to bar my path.
So, Rubiconte,
After another.
its name comes from the Divine Comedy.
And then shitty laughter. Good. I was referencing Seymour
His
from
name
Final
means
Fantasy
Red-Faced
X.
Terror. Yeah, that makes sense.
Final Fantasy X,
It
I
really
really think it's
depends
really
on
awesome.
which artist you're looking at, but it tends to be completely red or completely black.
I mean, yeah, there is a bit of shitty voice acting, and that tends to be the reason people hate it. But like, Final Fantasy X's hit or miss, basically, extremely loved or extremely hated. Anyway,
The problem is these bosses were made for the active time battle system. Like,
Final Fantasy X is also known for challenge runs such as no spear grid or no spear grid, no summon, no customization, or no spear grid, no summon, no customization, no item, no anything.
Because 4 loves to have its bosses counter specific elements.
No spear grid is possible. I don't want to go that way yet, because that's a treasure room. No spear grid is possible, except for a few.
No, it's... Oh, yeah,
Anyway,
it is 50-25.
What do we have here? After we heal up.
It's the strongest, just like Cyrano.
Now that we're healed, let's examine this blue fire as if everything else wasn't. I underestimated you! I admit
Oh, you got 2
defeat.
of the 3 items you care about.
I hope you like boobs, because Final Fantasy
Good.
sure loves boobs. Some sprites, especially in the NES, sure are... You can't really tell what they're supposed to be.
And guess what? Speed
So that's how
matters
you
in
pronounce
the
it.
ATV games.
Anyway, in case you can't tell, this is the Fiend of Wind, in case she hasn't told you. Also, what is with a lot of goddess-like things having
Good.
green hair? Like, green hair specifically. What is with that? Well, I keep saying what is with insert thing here with having insert thing here, but in reality I've only seen like 2 or 3 of them. That applies to most anything.
I think it's up over near Cornelia-ish. West.
Well, that does make sense. Maybe like light green is more of a wind color. and dark green is Earth.
Yeah.
Well, that was 4,500 damage from Naito, but how much damage does Haikiri do? Ray? That sure was Break, but disguised as Ray. Can she even turn your Petrific to stone in Final Fantasy IV? Then what the hell was
Maybe
that?
what?
Like, what the hell was that attack supposed to be?
They are not good design. Northeast.
Is he really by far the most representative
It's just
of what he is?
outside of, like, the way out of Cornelia.
Because I know nothing of Final Fantasy IV.
So... Okay, focus your map
Oh
on
good,
Cornelia.
no Angel's Ring. I want that Angel's Ring.
No,
But I also
meant
want this
scroll the
ribbon.
map for the...
Spoilers. Is this the right
Okay,
room?
open the map.
Yeah, in case you don't know, that treasure chest is actually a ribbon, which means everyone will be immune to every status ailment. Once I get my hands on that ribbon. There we go, Rubicanth.